Hungry? Thirsty? Bored? Well, it sounds like you need to get on down to Union Park Tavern, home of Kenosha's award-winning Friday fish fry, weekend brunch that cures the longest hangover, and the biggest selection of German beers in town. Trivia, karaoke, open mic, and live music every weekend. That's Union Park Tavern, 4520 8th Avenue. Cheers to a good time. Let's go have a snort at the port, 714 50th Street. Live music, pinball, a smoking porch, drinks, and a punk rock feel. And some of the best bartenders this side of the Kenosha Piss Tunnel. That's the port, the original party house since 1985. So stop in with an open mind, a good attitude, and just enjoy the vibes. Because if you don't, Krager will kick your ass out. Most of us know who the president is, but do you know who actually decides how your local tax dollars are spent? Today, we are pulling back the curtain on local government with two of the women running the show right here in our community. County Board Supervisors Sarah Kirby and Stephanie Knezz. Cue that music, JG, babe.
Hey, everyone out there in podcast land. Welcome to another riveting episode of the Ktown Connects podcast. We're coming at you right from downtown Kenosha. I am one of the hosts. My name is Jason. With me, as always, is my Garfunkel to the Oats. It's the one and only Donny. How you doing, Donny?
I'm doing great, Jason. How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing just peachy.
Oh, that is great.
We got a great show lineup today. I'm really excited.
Yeah, I'm excited as well.
Yeah, you just came back from the road, huh?
I did, and it's great to be back in the Southport Tea studio.
Yeah, get on down to Southport Tea, 5701 6th Avenue for all your loose leaf tea needs. You need a tea bag, man?
Russ is your guy.
He is your guy, so get on down there.
Yeah, we love Russ, and we love this studio. And what a great theme song. How Ladies Dropping Daisies did that just for us. I saw you both rocking out to that song.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
Great.
They tried to start a mosh pit. We were like, no.
Calm down. You got to calm down.
Stop us.
Yeah. Do you know that song is #1 on the charts for 6 years straight?
Incredible.
I believe that.
Incredible.
I believe that.
Which charts are these?
Those are the Donny Stancato charts.
Yay!
Yeah, amazing.
Wow, that was a great job by dropping daisies on that song.
It really was. It really was.
Speaking of great, Donny, the Ktown Connects hotline is open.
It's always open for you, and you.
That's right. If you have a message for us, drop us a line at Ktown Connects. You can go around our website, click that little phone icon, and leave us any kind of message you would like.
Yeah, tell us your last great meal in Kenosha. Tell us how much you love the podcast, how much you hate the podcast. Just give us a message.
So yeah, hit that hotline, ktownconnects.com, drop us a line.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Oh my gosh, already with a swear word.
Well, who are we here with today, Jason? Let's get the show on the road,
All right, Donny, we're here with two of the Kenosha County Board Supervisors. We have Sarah Kirby. She's from District 8, first elected in 2024. And then we have Stephanie Knezz. She is from District 2, first elected also in 2024. Am I right on that?
That's correct.
Phew. Okay, and just
Good
got
year.
reelected this year again?
Yes.
Every 2 years, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
So never stop campaigning, pretty much.
Pretty much.
I mean, we were very fortunate last time. Nobody ran against us.
Oh, okay.
Best campaign ever.
Wow. Easy, right?
Yeah, I don't mind that kind of campaign.
Yeah, it was
It's
great.
not terrible.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we'll get into that a little later.
Yeah, because I'm glad we have you two on the show because I know nothing about anything about any of this.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued to learn.
Yeah.
So talk to
Good.
Donny like he's a 2-year-old.
No,
Okay.
like I'm not even born yet.
So sing
Metaphysical. Yeah.
So, Sarah, we're going to start with you. I'm just going to get to know you a little bit more, look at your earlier days. So, both of you didn't grow up in Kenosha. You grew up more in rural Wisconsin, kind of around there, you grew up on a farm. Is that true?
Yeah, so my grandparents owned a farm.
Okay.
And we moved a lot, like with my parents, but we were at my grandparents every weekend. Sometimes we just lived with my grandparents.
Okay.
We were definitely there all summer. So I
Yeah,
worked
'cause you
on
kind of
the
hopped
farm my
around the
whole life.
area. You didn't go too far. You kind of hopped around the Wisconsin a little bit.
Pretty much the Driftless area. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So I grew up 10 miles outside of a 1,200 person town.
Wow. What was that like?
It was interesting.
Yeah.
I rode my bike into town and back a lot, so I have gigantic legs. So they can carry me anywhere. Yeah.
Well, and hop around these little towns, you probably have to get in with new groups of friends at that age, too. It must be kind of odd.
You don't really like have a choice in your friends. You just become friends with whoever is there.
Yeah.
So I feel like I've been really good at like getting along with anybody because I had to.
Yeah.
Right? Like I told my husband one time, you know, like how there's that one guy you're friends with that always has a stolen stereo. And he's like, no, I did not have that. And it's like, well, you only have like 50 people in your class. Like, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
You have that many?
56 in my graduating class. So
So what kind of student were you in school?
I was an excellent student. I was not well behaved, but I graduated a year early. So
Well, how did you graduate early when you're not well behaved?
I like homework, and I like learning. So I would sleep through class, turn in all my homework, ace all the tests, skip school, graduated a year early.
How did you do this?
You're so cool.
Bad student. So smart.
I have ADHD, so yeah, and I just got lucky that I like learning. So, and I like rules. So
Wow.
I only broke the ones that hurt me.
Yeah.
That's my
Like what?
You know, just like, you know, skipping school and other things that I won't mention on live recordings.
Oh, you should. Aw, boring.
For when we campaign again.
I can't wait for that hit piece.
Politicians. So when you were in school, what were you looking to be when you grew up? Like, what was your kind of aspirations?
In high school,
Yeah. I mean,
I wanted a good factory job. Nobody really mentioned college, right? Because my mom went to college because my dad had a massive stroke and we were living on $12,000 a year. So she had to. So it wasn't just like a given that I was going. But once I did work in a factory for a little while, I actually decided to try out accounting. And I really wanted to be an IRS auditor. Of all the exciting careers to choose.
Okay.
Right? I was like, I want to go after the bad guys that are like stealing money, which is not really what you do as an IRS auditor.
now, your mom doing these jobs that kind of led you to move around a little bit when you were a kid? She was following the work, or what was the
I
point
mean, we
of
just
that?
didn't have a lot of money. So you'd find a crappy place where you could get it for like $100, $200 a month, and you fix it up, and maybe the windows are shot out, but you replace them and you fix everything else up, and you get cheap rent for a while.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Sounds good. So you came to Kenosha about 10 years ago, correct? What brought you to Kenosha?
My husband. So yeah, he grew up here.
How did you meet him?
Through my best friend who lives in Kenosha. Her family grew up around here, and she actually lived in rural Wisconsin with me.
Okay.
So when she was down here, you know, she met her husband, who was friends with my husband, and we met at a karaoke bar.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we know how much you love karaoke.
It became karaoke immediately when we got here.
Was that was that down here in Kenosha?
Yeah, it was at Warehouse 56. So
That was a karaoke bar.
That
That was the hot spot.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, I had a good time.
So you saw him doing karaoke?
No, he saw me doing karaoke.
Okay.
He wasn't brave enough yet to do karaoke. So
Does he do it now?
Yes, he does. But he did talk to me about Microsoft Excel, which is one of my other passions.
I love you, Sarah.
Microsoft Excel is one of your passions.
Oh, I'm so good at it.
Oh, okay. And like for some that don't know, that's like the Word and Excel and all that. That's all the whole program. Is that what that is?
You can do data crunching. You can create charts. You can do strategic modeling. It's amazing.
Okay. You lost me.
Accountant.
Okay.
This is the nerd podcast. This is the nerd episode.
Okay. That's good. Good.
So who talked to who first
I
at Warehouse 56?
don't really remember. I had a few drinks.
Oh, okay.
So I don't really remember who talked to who first, but
What were your first impressions of Kenosha when you arrived here?
I don't know. I liked it. Right? It seems like it wasn't too fancy.
Okay.
And not to say that Kenosha isn't fancy, but it
canceled.
but it felt down to earth, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm like, this isn't too big of a city. Like this is probably the biggest city I'm ever willing to live in. It's kind of difficult sometimes. There's not enough trees and there's too much sky. But yeah, no, I really like it here.
Okay. So you met your husband, and where were you living at the time?
I was actually living in Prairie du Sac at the time. I worked in Madison.
Okay, so it's a little drive then.
Yeah, a little bit of drive.
So you
yeah.
just kind of started like coming back and forth, seeing him whenever you could, that kind
And
of thing?
he drove to my place, and
Okay.
my 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom house with a huge yard that I gave up.
So why didn't he move up there with you?
There's more opportunities here.
Okay.
For jobs, for daycare was way cheaper at the time. I don't know how it is now.
So how'd you become interested in local politics? What kind of inspired that? What was that, the egg of that?
I got ornery. I was complaining on Facebook because my husband's family is very, very involved with the Danish Brotherhood. Like his grandpa is Bob Ibsen. He was like the Kenosha hometown hero. The Danish Brotherhood's named after him, right?
Yeah.
And we were sitting on our front porch and we could see the flames from our house as it was burning down, and nobody came to do anything about it.
So you're talking about August 2020, of course.
Yeah, I'm talking about August of 2020. And I was just livid when one of my county board supervisor, or my county board supervisor at the time, was one of the people who just wrote a letter blaming the governor. And I'm like, you guys really aren't going to look into this at all? And I think I was just enervated, right?
Yeah,
I think that's what I was. So I was just complaining, like, I can't believe this. I can't believe they're not doing anything. And somebody popped in and said, you could run.
Do something about it then.
I know.
Yeah.
And I was like,
And you fucking did.
yeah, I guess I could, huh? So I did it.
So what obstacles did you overcome to run election campaign?
Well, I have 3 kids.
Okay.
The first election campaign, I was actually, was I working part-time yet? Yeah. So I was only working part-time at the time because I'd been home with our kids for a few years. So, but even with that, you have 3 kids, you have a part-time job. I'm also the Kenosha Orchestra Boosters treasurer, which is kind of it's a lot of work. So the time commitment was very difficult. But otherwise, I love talking to people. I mean, I am that person that will go up and down my block and talk to strangers. Like I said, I haven't entirely adjusted to city life. But yeah, so that part wasn't difficult for me.
So Stephanie, District 2 supervisor.
Correct.
So is 2 better than 8?
I don't think so. I mean, I love where I live. I mean, it's downtown. It's on the lake. It's on the harbor. It's got a lot of assets. But you have Lincoln Park, which is beautiful.
You don't have Lincoln Park.
I don't have I don't have the same tree cover. So I think they balance out.
Or the spot.
That's my diplomatic answer.
Now, Stephanie, you attended school down in the Chicago area.
I teach. Yeah.
No, when you were...
Yes.
when
I
you're
grew
young.
up, I am a recovered fib. It's true. I grew up on the southwest Chicago suburbs. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you were growing up, what kind of influence did your father have on you?
Oh, he was incredibly influential. So neither of my parents went to college or anything. None of them grew up in, my mom eventually got a college degree, when I was finishing high school, but he was always really interested in science and nature and taking me out into, into the woods and asking a lot of questions about, what's going on and, watching Nova. And it was sort of he just had this genuine interest in science and was really, he never pressured me to do anything. When I was in high school, I was into music and musical theater, and my parents were like, if you want to do that. But it was also very encouraging of pursuing the natural sciences, because it was just something he was genuinely curious about and wanted to learn stuff through what I was learning, I think.
So that's something you've always been passionate about?
Yeah, I think when I was in school, I was a big nerd as well. Sarah didn't admit to that. She was cooler because she was also breaking rules. But
I was a feral child.
But I kind of was interested in a lot of stuff. I always liked science, and I had a really good high school chemistry teacher, which is kind of what led me toward that as a discipline. Yeah.
What was her name?
His name is Dr. Duvall. So he actually had a PhD, and it was really weird because I went to a big public school. He actually left after I took AP chemistry and started working at the Illinois Math and Science Academy. So I got him right in time, but he was great. And there was a group of 6 or 7 girls in my class who all ended up with advanced degrees in science. So it's pretty good record. Yeah.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So did you go to college right after high school then?
I did. Yeah. I went to Butler University, which is in Indianapolis. It was a small liberal arts college. Again, my process for choosing college was which ones seem good. And I also like wanted somewhere, because I was very involved in like choir and theater and stuff, that had like a good arts program and a good science program. But I'm really lucky that I went there, because I didn't know anything about navigating academia. My parents didn't know anything about it, and my professors really like took me under their wing and really helped me out quite a lot. So I was fortunate to go to a school that was very supportive that way. Yeah.
All right. So after you graduated from college, then what were you looking to do with your life then?
Yeah, so this was also more of a testament to my professors at Butler, because I had no career plans. You know, I have students now who like have their whole lives charted out for them, and I was like, I can't relate to that. I had no idea. I was like, I went to college because I thought this was a cool thing to learn about. And my professors were like, well, why don't you go to grad school? You know, natural next step. And I was like, I can't take out any more student loans. And they're like, oh no. And this is something maybe a lot of people don't know, but I certainly didn't, which is when you pursue like hard STEM fields like chemistry or physics, you actually like get your tuition paid for and you receive a research stipend. So you don't actually pay for school at all. So I got paid to go to school during the next 5 years of my grad school. So that was great. And that's just how it is because of the way that like higher ed is structured or whatever. But yeah, I had no idea. And I told my parents that. They're like, you have to be mistaken. There's no way that could be true. I was like, no, I think I get paid to go to school. So I applied to a bunch of different places, and I got into a few. UW-Madison was the best one, and I just fell in love with it. Living in Madison was amazing. So
it was your first time living in Wisconsin then?
Okay.
Yep.
Right. And I was.
And we kept you.
Exactly. I had a brief stint outside, but didn't last very long.
Now coming through between Indiana and Madison, Kenosha's like in between there. Did you ever like stop in Kenosha or anything, or know anybody from here back in the days?
I think I knew my sister had a close friend who went to Carthage, who maybe like, but I never stopped through. What happened was my parents actually moved to Pleasant Prairie while I was in grad school. So that was my in, and then I would, go visit them on the weekend.
What brought them to Kenosha?
So I have a younger brother who's like special needs, like nonverbal autistic, and the resources in Wisconsin are actually way better than they are in Illinois.
Okay.
So they struggled with that for many, 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 many years. And then finally my mom had a job in like the northern suburbs, and they're like, let's just try living in Wisconsin. So that brought them in.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in 2018, you came to Kenosha.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
When did you graduate from Madison?
All right. I got my PhD in 2016, and I started working at Northwestern in 2016. So I kind of like, I didn't have.
Now, where is Northwestern? What is it northwest of?
That's, you know what? That's a great question. It's not northwest of nearly anything.
That's what I thought.
It's in Evanston, so just north of Chicago.
Okay.
I've looked this up before because I'm always like, there's nothing that it is northwest of. I have, and unfortunately I haven't retained that. I don't think it's like super duper clear. But yeah.
Well, Evanston's kind of northwest of the city, a little bit,
but yeah.
More north, I guess.
It's more just like north.
Straight north, yeah.
Nothing's east of the city. That's weird. But anyway, yeah. Great gig. I got very lucky. I had like a temporary postdoc position for a year, and in 2017 I got the teaching faculty position that I have now. So I was living in Chicago at first for a few years. My dad passed away in 2016, that same year that I got my PhD. So my mom was moving in, and she moved into Kenosha proper from Pleasant Prairie.
Okay.
And the house that she got, which is the house that I now own, was right on the lake. It was beautiful, but it had this like little coach house in the back as part of the property that was like totally screwed up. The foundation was fucked, and and so she like totally rehabbed it, and my lease was lapsing in Chicago, and I was like, you know what, I like it up here. I've been visiting you a lot. Every time I came up, I would go to Public and Frank's and all this stuff, and I was like, I like Chicago a lot. It's a great city, but I was like, this is more like Sarah said, like my size of city. It felt like it felt more consistent.
It felt like I belonged.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, I don't know if the commute's going to kill me, but I'm going to give it a shot. And I love my commute. I take the Metro into Northwestern many days of the week, most days of the week, and it's great. It's actually fantastic. So I didn't know how long I was going to stay, but I I fell in love with it, and I've never left. So
How has Kenosha ridership in the metro been lately since COVID?
it's been okay. Yeah, it took a hit, and things kind of adjusted during COVID and stuff. But I think it's kind of back up and running now,
Okay.
and the prices have gone down. I don't know what to attribute that to, but it's been great.
You don't mind.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so how did you become involved in local politics?
Yeah, so similar to Sarah in some ways, when it was hard not to pay attention in 2020, I got kind of involved in some things. I mean, I have been sort of politically engaged at Northwestern because part of what I observed teaching big science classes there is that there's a lot of people from marginalized groups, particularly in science classes, that sort of get neglected. And so I've been doing a lot of advocacy work there and, sort of like queer visibility, that's that sort of thing. And so that was sort of already in my wheelhouse. So I started showing up to meetings and speaking in that way. And I was approached by a couple of folks who were looking to, change the makeup of the county board. And I had never considered it before. And I was like, I actually think I could do this. And I like taking on a new challenge. But as also going to meetings and stuff, I had experience being in the sciences, it's like male dominated field, but like when you bring in someone with like a different identity, you just kind of get more interesting, creative problem solving. And I felt like the county board was a perfect opportunity to do the same kind of thing.
I mean,
bring in more.
What are you saying? Mostly men? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's like there's not, and hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But like just bringing in a bunch of different
Well, it's good to have
people with
different people.
Yeah, because it just makes the conversations a little bit more
Exactly.
interesting, and you bring in more creative ideas. So I wanted to apply what I experienced there to local government and see how it goes. And it's, I think, been pretty good.
I think so.
So, Stephanie, how does being a scientist relate to politics?
It's interesting. It comes up in some capacities because we make some public health decisions. In fact, there was when I was on Human Services last term, Sarah was there, they were trying to get funding or clear funding for a mass spectrometer. And everyone's like, I don't know what that is. And I'm like, this is the one time in my background. Sarah has very strong background in finance, which comes up in government all the time.
Okay.
But I was like, all right, this is my moment. Here's the specs that you need. Here's how long it's going to take to get it set up and all these things. So things like that. But then, also like I said, public health. Like I wasn't around when COVID was happening, but having sort of a scientific background there and a lot of like environmental stuff. Like, like we make a lot of decisions through the parks and things about how to invest in, things like what plants to plant and all sorts of things like that impact the environment, and having a little bit of a scientific background is helpful for that as well.
Well, I think the key to success is like if you're building a superhero team, if you're going to rob a bank or something like that, you need like people with different kind of qualities, that kind of bring different things to the table to
like
make
an
a success.
accountant and a scientist.
Yeah. So I got this plan to rob the bank, all right?
That's our backup plan.
I'll count it.
So, Stephanie, how did you become involved with the Kemper Center?
Yeah, so the way that works is, well, I've been wanting to know what's going on with the Kemper Center ever since I've been on the board.
I think everybody wants to know what's going on at the Kemper Center.
Well, I've got like constituents who are asking like what's going to happen, like who's doing what, and it's been so complicated and so like outside the realm of the kind of stuff I've ever been trained to think about. I've been like trying to parse through what's going on. And there's always a county board member who is on the board of Kemper.
Oh.
So that is like a position
Is that a rule?
reserved.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Or kind of okay.
Yeah, so that the county board knows what's going on.
Okay, I
basically.
gotcha.
So that's how that happened. And it was Laura Belsky, but Laura Belsky is on the Kemper board independently of that position. So
With the public market, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's just, yeah, exactly. So she's on the board already. So that position was vacated, and so our board chair Mark Nordigan thought that I was a reasonable, and I guess the county exec thought it was a reasonable person to put on there, and I'm learning a lot. I'm figuring out what's.
And when did you just get involved with that?
Wait, what?
When did you get involved with Kemper
It
Center?
was just a few months ago.
Oh, okay, so you're still kinda
I
new
got
about
like
that.
Yeah, that vote happened like early June, so I'm still kind of getting my feet wet and figuring everything out. But it's been interesting. I just kind of want to be able to. A lot of what I do, like my priorities on the county board, have been just like education and communication to my constituents. So I do like a little newsletter and stuff, just so that people kind of know what's going on. And Kemper's been one place where I'm like trying to get my hands around it myself. So it's been really.
Do you think
nice to
Kemper
actually-
Center will be around?
Yeah, I think
You
it'll be around. I think it's just a
'cause
matter
the
of
contract's coming up with it.
Yeah. So
Where's it going to go?
it'll be there. It's just
won't be
there's
Kemper
just like
Center.
so many discrete parts of the Kemper Center
But we're
that
not
all
allowed
sort
to
of
talk about
operate
that?
in different
No.
ways.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I have no dirt, unfortunately. on
She wouldn't say it anyway.
I really don't. I'm really still figuring things out. But yeah, no, it's been good to just have more information so I can actually communicate with.
It's a beautiful building. The
It's
Kemper
beautiful.
Center.
Yeah.
Beautiful land.
Yeah, and it's the only county park that is in the city of Kenosha. So it's
Okay.
weird to think of it as a park, but that's also something that we can.
Does that fall in your district?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, I was going to say, too, this is just because it was part of my prior role working in finance and accounting. I've worked on a lot of RFPs. So, like,
What's an RFP?
it's like a,
It stands for. I always mess this
I
up.
always forget it.
It's like request for proposal.
Oh, yes, request for
is
proposal.
what it stands
so,
for.
yeah.
Okay.
So, and it's basically just different people put in their bids. They're going to say, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to promise. This is what it's going to cost. And then you have somebody in the background like me who crunches all the numbers, right? Which we have people in the county who are just amazing. They know what they're doing. And it kind of ensures it isn't just all about money, right? It's not just about the lowest bid. Because I think sometimes people think that's what it is. But it's
Yeah.
kind of looking at all of your options and like, okay, what is this person bringing to the table? Are they going to be able to do a better job than this person?
Like the lowest isn't the best. I mean,
Right.
yeah.
So and there's so many aspects of the Kemper Center, right? That not everything is really being utilized. So I don't think it's a bad thing if the county's looking, right?
Yeah,
to say,
yeah.
hey,
You always
what
have
else
to
can
be
people
looking.
be doing?
Yeah,
Always
they're
should-
not
always
saying
should
it's
be
going to
looking.
change. They're just like,
Yeah.
let's see what ideas.
What kind of
people
options we
have.
got? Yeah. What can we do?
And competitive bidding is good for taxpayers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right? And it's good for diversity, right? If you're always giving a contract to your buddy, it's, doesn't work out great for everybody,
Yeah.
does it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
contracts are up.
And the history of Kemper is so cool. It used to be this girls' school, and they actually have the oldest chemistry lab that women, or like the first women who studied chemistry were like studying in this chemistry lab, which now they've like turned into this like space that people can use as a bar. I was like,
That's
I
pretty
want to
cool.
use this for like, this was made for me to have a party in.
Yeah.
Have you seen the nun that haunts it?
I've
The headless
I
nun?
wouldn't be surprised.
There.
That's what they say. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, how many drugs do you have to take to see this headless nun?
I've taken a lot of drugs. I never saw
You've
it.
never seen it?
People have a lot of weddings there, so people
Yeah.
are probably all in all sorts of
Yeah.
Facing a legal challenge can be stressful. That's why the law offices of Frank J. Parise and Kenosha are here to guide you every step of the way. With years of experience, Frank Parise fights for your rights so you can focus on what matters most. Compassionate, knowledgeable, and always in your corner. That's the Parise promise. Call the law offices of Frank J. Parise today and take the first step towards peace of mind. That's Frank Parise, Kenosha's trusted legal advocate.
Planning for the future doesn't have to be uncomfortable or complicated. At Casey Family Options and Cremations, they make end-of-life planning simple, affordable, and surprisingly easy to talk about. From cremation services to personalized options, the Casey family helps your family every step of the way. Thoughtful, honest, and no pressure. So visit them at CaseyFamilyOptions.com.
Looking for a spot to grab great food, cold drinks, and good times? Come on down to Ron's Place. Whether you're here for those famous burgers, mouth-watering wings, or refreshing Long Island, there's something for everyone. Catch the game, hang out with friends, or just enjoy the welcoming atmosphere that makes Ron's Place feel like home. Can you challenge the tour of teas? Stop in at Ron's Place, 3301 52nd Street. Hey, do you want to hear this episode ad-free and early?
I do.
Well, head on over to ktownconnects.com and become a Patreon supporter. You know, if you go there, subscriptions start at just $2 a month.
That's it?
That's
$2
it, Donny,
a month?
$2. And you know what you get?
What?
You get this episode ad-free,
Ad-free?
unedited,
Unedited?
and early.
Early?
Yeah,
Can't beat
amazing.
that. $2? That's
$2
it?
a month. And if you become a Patreon supporter, you get a special shout-out.
Wow. Who are the shout-outs for this episode?
Oh, big thanks to Stephanie Grimes and Chet Griffith.
Wow, what a pair.
You banged both those people, didn't you?
I did. Well, thank you both for letting me bang you. And for being Patreon supporters.
Yeah.
Wow,
that's part of
that's
the rule,
great.
right, Donny?
Yeah, part of the rule. Part of the rule. You know, they can give more than $2 too if they want.
They can.
You get a mug, you get a tote bag, you get a lot of great
We
stuff.
got a T-shirt coming from Michelle. She's at the T-shirt level. Whew. She's collecting everything. She has the tote bag. She has the mug. Now she wants a T-shirt.
Sticker. Yeah, I got everything. We're gonna have to.
She says she wants it all. So
So what's next?
I don't know. Who we back with, Donnie?
We are here with some county board supervisors, Sarah, Kirby, and Stephanie Knezz. How are you doing? Welcome back.
So good.
Yep,
They're,
happy to be
they're
here.
still doing good.
Good, great. Let's get into this because I know nothing about anything still. So let's dig deep here.
All right. So for starters, some people might not even know what this is. So can you describe what the Kenosha County Board is and talk to us like we're three?
Me, 0.
So we are actually an arm of the state of Wisconsin government.
Oh.
So we are constitutional officers. So we can only be removed by the voters or by other constitutional means, like the governor removing us.
Okay.
Which I don't think that's ever happened ever to anybody.
Really?
As far as I know, I mean, and not at the county board level. I feel like that's micromanaging a little bit, don't you think? Yeah, so the primary job of the county board is to make sure that the duties that the state gives us to carry out are accomplished.
Okay.
So things like public health, things like SNAP benefits. I mean, there's a lot. It's very interesting because Wisconsin is one of 10 states where the state pushes out all the public health work to the actual counties. Most states manage it at the state level. Wisconsin is one of 10 states where we actually manage everything. The state gives us money to do so. Not enough, if anybody from the state is listening. They don't give us enough to do so, but we actually manage all of that. Okay. And we try not to ding people's property taxes as much as we can.
Yeah, we passed the budget, which is a big part of it.
Now, why is that? Why is it 1 out of 10? What makes it that way?
It was just that counties, and I agree with this, right? That counties know the people who live there better, right? Mm-hmm. So if you have a state managing everything for every single county, if you're living up in like Barron County versus Kenosha County, those are two different worlds,
Big
right?
difference, yeah.
What people need is completely different. How you reach people, how, what kind of access people have. So having things managed at the county level actually makes more sense. I wish every state would do it, but I'm happy we do.
Mm-hmm.
Now, like we talked about earlier in the first segment, Sarah, you're in charge of the Lincoln Park neighborhood. Mm-hmm. Stephanie, you're more downtown. Mm-hmm. How is your role different than an alderman?
So different. Everything that anyone's mad about is not our fault.
It isn't. It's the best thing. Potholes, not us.
Yeah, potholes, not us. I mean, it's just that I think so. At the county, there's just like certain things that are like in the purview of the county, and it's like very few things. If you live in the city, it's not a lot of the things that you interact with on a regular basis. Okay. So like most of the parks are city parks. Like I said, Kemper is the only county park that's within the city. Mm-hmm. So if you think about a park, it's probably a city park. Mm-hmm. If you think about the roads, they're probably city roads. There are county highways, but they don't affect us as much because they're mostly out in the county. Mm-hmm. So it differs depending on what your district is, how much the county board supervisor actually has to do with like the roads you drive on and the things you interact with. Mm-hmm. But because both of our districts are in the city, it doesn't, probably the things that affect your day-to-day are more your alderman and less your county board supervisor.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Public health is the exception.
Exactly.
So public health, that affects absolutely everybody. Mm-hmm. And how much you pay in property taxes.
Yep.
Because things like the sheriff's department are entirely funded by property taxes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where most of public health, it's a combination of grants from the state, or grants and money from the state and federal government.
And how would public health differ from community to community across the state? Like, how would the role as a board supervisor? How would let me try to figure out how to word this question.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, it depends on. So there's things we can and cannot do because we have to follow Wisconsin state law, right?
Of course, yeah.
But you do have a little. It's pretty much just how you implement the programs that you're required to implement.
Okay.
So things like making sure that vaccinations are available, right? It's how do you make that happen? How do you get people in the community to sign up for these programs?
Okay.
I mean, there isn't a ton of flexibility in how we do things.
Yeah.
Just because a lot of it is limited by state
Do the
law.
best you can, and
Yeah.
that's everything you can do.
And I really feel like our public health department is very creative in trying to do community outreach. It's very impressive.
Okay. Like in what ways? Are
I
you
mean,
doing
just
that?
like
what kind of outreach?
they'll have like their pop-up public health events in
Okay.
various places.
Okay.
You know, not everybody
Like
does
a little
that.
mobile van where they just like are like, here are the resources that are available to folks. and
Okay.
stuff.
Very
Yeah.
nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
So you're both first elected in 2024, then you were reelected this year. You said unopposed, but what's the biggest difference in how you approach governing the county now versus when you first started? What have you kind of learned in the past couple of years?
I mean, my first term, I was learning a lot because I didn't really know how what the rhythm of the job was like. And, you know, I can allocate effort for times that are a little bit more busy. So in the fall, we do budget, and that is like, we're actually on the ground in meetings more often, and in time, there are other lighter times where that's not the case. And like, those are the sorts of like little detail things that I didn't know how to anticipate or do. I think that we've started, both Sarah and I, thinking about how to do things like draft resolutions, whereas I think in our first term, we were both like, let's figure out what it looks like to vote on a resolution, or like figure out what the language looks like and how it goes through committee and then it goes to the board. That's like a process that we sort of like became familiar with. And then we started, I think both of us, to think about ways that we could actually like start bringing and authoring stuff that could go to the board.
Okay. You're talking about draft resolutions. What's like an example of one of those?
Well, the Pride Month resolution.
Oh, that's on my notes here.
Yes. So the Pride Month resolution was one that we drafted together.
And what did that entail?
I mean, just kind of researching. So there's a little bit of magic to it, right? Because there's a lot of different people on the county board, and I think we both wanted to make sure that it was palatable to as many people as possible. I am extremely supportive of the LGBTQ plus community. I would have had I would have called out everybody. Like, let's make sure we're supporting our transgender brothers and sisters,
exactly.
right?
Yeah.
Like, that's how I would have written it if I didn't have to appeal to anybody else. Okay. You look through what you want to put in there, and then you think, how can I maybe make this a little less where somebody might shy away from it?
Okay.
So better chances of success.
Better chances of passing it.
Yeah.
And then what was the goal of this resolution, though?
So it was the way that we articulated it at the committee meeting, where, spoilers, it failed, but was just like, we just wanted, there really was no material outcome. It was just the county recognizes June as Pride Month. That was literally the long and short of it. And the explanation was, you know, that we just want folks in Kenosha County who are part of the LGBTQ community to feel safe and know that they're welcome. And so it was like, not even, you know, we're not trying to get anyone to sign on to agreeing personally with any choices anyone makes or any definition of gender or whatever. I was like, a lot of you probably won't agree with what my definition of gender is. That's okay. We just want you, your constituents, and like everyone in the community to feel safe and like they belong. So that was what we articulated the goal to be. And, you know, I think that it was pretty clear that that was the whole content of the resolution. Yeah.
So it would just be a statement?
Yeah. It was literally just a statement.
It was just a statement. We made
was
it as easy as possible for people to approve it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's one type of. I know you're kind of asking like what a resolution.
Well,
looks
no,
like.
I
That's
want
one
to talk
type.
about this anyway.
Yeah.
So we're kind of.
Yeah.
But the county does this stuff all the time.
Right.
Every 2 years, the finance committee has a bird month resolution. There's a national migratory bird month, right?
Hey, and I'm a big bird.
And
person,
those birds,
so I support
those
that.
birds are awesome. Right? But it's toothless, right? We're just recognizing something. And I used to be one of those people, like, if you're just recognizing something, you're not actually doing anything, right? And now I have a child who is a member of the LGBTQ plus community, and I see how much hate that child sees in their day-to-day life. So I learned that sometimes a statement, even if it's not doing much anything else, it can help.
Yeah.
If it can help just a little bit.
Yeah. And there's a lot of resolutions like that.
So there's 23 people on the board, correct? Mm-hmm. What were some of the naysayers saying against it at the time?
So here's another sort of weird side function of how this went down. It was like it actually failed in committee, which was only 4 people. That committee has 5 people. Our committees used to have 7. So there's like a lot of like trickle down of weird political junk that happened in this process. But we had 5 people on the committee. One of them was just on vacation, which is anyone's right. And so the person who opposed it vocally with an explanation thought that it violated civil
Some title
like
thing.
that Title
It
6
was
or
garbage.
something. I think he said Title 6. I think he meant something else, and he basically thought it was like violating discrimination law because it was favoring some group. So it was wacky. But the thing about it was this is a like boring committee meeting. Normally it's just like 4 of us and whatever administrative assistant is there. The room was absolutely packed with people from the community. It was like spilling out the door, and people were giving statements. And even with that, they 2 of the folks on the committee voted against it, and it needs a majority to go to the board floor. If it went to the board floor, it would have passed. I'm
absolutely.
nearly certain that it would have.
Yeah, and I think it would have passed near unanimously.
Yeah.
I really think there's very few people who would not have supported it at all.
I don't see why you wouldn't.
There's
really. It's nothing.
you lose nothing.
'Cause you're not-
Yeah.
So my predecessor actually was a co-author of the last Pride Month resolution, and he is definitely not liberal leaning, right? So I really thought that we could pass this if we just made sure it wasn't too I hate to say the word inflammatory because
Controversial,
it's not controversial or inflammatory to be who you are,
Yeah, yeah.
right? But there are people who see it that
But we could have pushed the envelope a lot more, and we
Oh, we
didn't.
could have. Yeah. I'm quite good at it.
Are you planning on bringing that back next year?
Yeah. I think we'll
Try it
time
again?
it out a little bit better because part of it was that we had the changeover in the board at the beginning of April, so we it was just
a
weird
crunch.
timing, so
All
we had to
old
kind of get it
business
in right away.
Yeah. So our timing was just like, this is when we have to do it if we want it to be
By
for Pride
June.
Month.
Yeah.
But
Most resolutions are not so time sensitive.
we are exploring our options to see what else we can do.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did want to touch though on what Steph said about all the people in the room. It was beautiful.
Yeah, it was actually
absolutely beautiful. Like there was so much love in that room. I was like, you know what? Even if this doesn't pass,
The fact that it was kind of toothless actually made it was like, this is almost better than, I mean, it's not better than it passing. I wanted it should have passed.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
it's like, I would rather have that showing from the community and have it fail than have like the 3 of us in the room and we pass it and no one knows about it. That like actually doesn't have as much of an impact. So it was really, really great.
No,
I mean,
I showed my kid footage, right?
Yeah.
Like I was like, look at all these people.
And it was
Like, look at
across
all
the
these
board.
people
I mean, it
that
was
love you.
tons of like faith leaders and things. Like it wasn't just like, radicals or whatever people think, it was like,
The blue-haired freaks. So
yeah, exactly. No, it was
Hey, if it's radical to love people, then
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
What the
yeah.
fuck? Yeah. So, what other challenges does Kenosha County face concerning environmental preservation in our community, and how can we balance that with economic growth? Because I know you guys want the tax money to come in, but you also want to preserve our spaces here.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, so I will say the county actually doesn't control as much as you would think. So I'm on the PDEC committee, which is Planning Development. PDEC.
PDEC. Okay.
Yes.
Donnie was doing
Planning,
that up north all
Development,
weekend.
and Extension Education Committee.
Okay.
So the only thing the county regulates is unincorporated townships for like zoning.
Okay.
So it's kind of crazy. We do control county parks, obviously, right? There's things like the Rusty Patch Bumblebee.
You lost me.
It is an endangered bumblebee, and it is in Kenosha County, and we need to protect it, right? So there, we have to be mindful of what we do with county parks. But a lot of stuff it's either the town or the city. They have home rule, so we have very little say.
Like it's very unlikely that we'll get a resolution that we vote on that has anything to do with data centers, for example.
Okay.
Which
Which is of great interest to everybody.
yes, of
So-
course. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to know more about it, but
Yeah.
you hear the extremes on both sides. I know the truth is probably somewhere in the middle. I'm thinking.
That's what I suspect. Yeah, that's,
I'd
yeah.
love to-
And I am a big fan of when I actually see something concrete, then I'll tell you what I think, right? Like, because we all use Netflix. Who here doesn't use Netflix or Hulu or HBO Max, right?
And there are distinctions. There are different types of data centers, and some are specifically for AI, and they're like super mega crazy data centers.
And those
That's
are
a
awful.
term of art. And then there's like data centers that are more for like typical data use, like streaming and that sort of thing. So it's also the problem with a lot of these issues is that getting into the weeds is boring, and you have to like actually understand nuance, which like no one wants to do. They want to be pro or against a specific thing.
Exactly.
And like the nuance is really the devil's in the details for the most part.
That's why
so,
I'm not sure which way to go on that.
Yeah.
But
But
I also think
and
that
I don't think anybody is.
I think that right now they're getting all my data as it is. What do they need all these data centers all over the state for if they're already collecting all this data on me? They're already
computer
providing all this
processing.
data.
Yeah.
What do they need more?
Yeah.
What's the additional ones coming up for?
So the cloud
For the
isn't
AI
really
takeover,
clouds.
maybe?
I mean, no, it
cloud
is.
isn't clouds.
So I will say yes, and I always say that I'm like, so everybody knows that the cloud isn't clouds.
It's a big
But
room.
we are more connected. We are more reliant on storing things in the cloud. I mean, 10 years ago, I had a 3 terabyte like external hard drive to store all my photos.
Yeah.
You know, and that was super cool. Like I was like, that was cutting edge technology.
Right.
And now that would be ridiculous. I'm not going to keep my own server at home, right? You know, that's just dumb. So I think everybody's used to streaming now. We are using more data. So even if there wasn't the proliferation of AI, which not a fan. I don't like AI, but I just don't use it as much as possible.
Yeah.
Use it either.
You know, we're all using it, right?
Well, yeah.
And sometimes
I'm using it way more than I should.
we
but-
don't mind other people paying the price for our internet use, right? And I think that bothers me a little bit. I think if we can make sure we're protecting our community, if we're making sure we're protecting the land, I really don't want an AI data center. If it's AI devoted and it's a huge server farm, I don't want it anywhere in the world. But
what it comes down to is people have to, if they really are opposed, they have to adjust the way that they live. And it would be great if we could just like have each person gets to scale their AI use and then what the infrastructure that they interface with, their communities. But that's not how it works. So we have to actually be a little more collective.
You can't
about
take
that.
away my AI.
Yeah. So
you know,
it's like,
get off the internet. You know, nobody's doing that.
It's not. Yeah, there's not like individual solutions for individual people, and that's complicated in the world that we live.
I want that photo of my dog in a suit.
right? You know, and
cute.
I don't think that's necessarily a bad like.
And there's
you're
no
just being
blame,
goofy, right? You're not like selling artwork.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
that's a whole different thing.
Oh, yeah. We started on that.
Oh no,
So how strongly does personal politics come into effect in a position in the Kenosha County Board? I guess we went over that a little
it
bit.
shouldn't
but
at all.
It shouldn't.
honestly.
Yeah, it really. Like what we always say is like when people are asking how the county board's going, it's like if it's boring, it's going right. Because usually like, you know, that pride resolution is kind of the most interesting thing we could talk about. Most resolutions are like zoning ordinances that don't have to do with anything like a data center. It's like just like random zoning for a particular farm field or something. And it's, you know, appointing someone to a board or and it's like
actually the biggest thing we do is the budget.
Yeah.
And nobody pays attention to it. No, everybody's like financial statements.
yeah.
You know, and
that's where you shine those there, right?
That's my place. I know, like that's like
That's
my
her
favorite
personal
thing.
politics.
My personal politics is finance.
Yeah, it doesn't come up that much.
No,
Yeah.
it doesn't.
Yeah.
What are some of the biggest misconceptions Kenosha residents have about how the county government works?
They think we have something to do with potholes.
That's our
Don't?
Yeah.
No, I love telling people that we don't do anything about potholes.
How many
Unless you live in the county.
You get a lot of emails about it a day?
No, actually, we don't. I do get. I'm not saying that I don't get emails from constituents, but it is different than being an elder person.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and I'm trying to think. I don't know that people make assumptions, but I think whenever there's a big issue, something like a data center, something like something coming up, they will reach out and I'll be like, I wish I actually had some say in this, but I actually can't. Yeah, and that makes me feel like a windbag politician or whatever, being like, oh, sorry, I can't do anything. But it's like, the county, most of the county work is kind of boring.
Yeah.
Do you then refer them to
Usually,
your alder person
exactly.
or something that
Yeah.
way?
Yeah.
It's boring work, but it's work somebody has to do. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So speaking of the work, being a part of local government, it's a lot of work, a little pay, and a lot of criticisms. So what makes it worth it?
Serving my community.
Yeah.
Honestly,
No, go ahead.
No, you go.
Well, yeah, interfacing with people. Like, I think that something like the Pride resolution, where we were able to just put out a call and say, like, if this is something that you care about, show up, and that people actually do care about certain things, and being able to, like, see face to face the impacts and the things that people want from their government and want in the community. And that's one of the reasons I really liked knocking doors eventually. At first, when I was told that was part of campaigning, I was terrified. I was like, I have to impose on someone in their home when they don't want me there. It's like, I've always been like a people pleaser, so I was just like, I don't want to knock on someone's door when they don't want me there. But it was like good, first of all, to learn how to do that, but then also to have conversations with people, like face to face, about stuff. Like, we hear from folks in the community online so much, and it's just not a real conversation all the time. And it's just really nice to actually, like, talk to people and feel connected to the people that you live near.
Yeah, and connect to them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I always say I just want to be useful. I do. Like, and I am good at accounting and finance, and so much of county government, like, that's the big part of our job. And it was like, I can do that. I can serve my community doing that. Like, that's going to be, I will still go out and pick up garbage. Don't get me wrong, but I'm better at that. Like, that's somewhere I can shine.
Yeah.
Looking for something that doesn't come from a catalog? Meet Aaron Hunzinger of AHDidIt, a local artist creating custom lighting, furniture, and one-of-a-kind statement pieces that you won't see anywhere else. Every project is handcrafted, never duplicated, and built with imagination. Follow AHDidIt on social media. Yes, that's all one word, AHDidIt. Are you old as dirt or just can't move around like you used to? Then cruise around in style with a scooter from A+ Mobility. Top of the line scooters to match all your needs. Oh my God, can't get out of your living room chair? Well, A+ Mobility has you covered there too, with a great selection of lift chairs. So get up or walk to A+ Mobility at 2324 18th Street. Or better yet, just go online to aplusmobilitysolutions.com.
Since 1957, Ville de Carlo has been serving up more than just great food. They have been establishing tradition. Enjoy authentic Italian cuisine made from family recipes passed down through generations. From fresh pasta to savory sauces to handcrafted desserts. And don't forget their famous pizza. Whether it's a cozy dinner or a special celebration, every dish is made with care and every visit feels like coming home. Ville de Carlo, flavor, family, and tradition. Taste the history. What time is it now, Donny?
It's time for our Kenosha Connects segment, and it's Brett. Ooh, new sound drop.
Kenosha Connects, let's go!
Did you hear that? You want me to play it again?
Yeah, I like that.
Kenosha Connects! Kenosha Connects, let's go!
That costs 70,000 gallons of water to make that.
Wow, that was great.
Worth it.
Wow.
Yeah. Kenosha
Impressive.
Connects is brought to you by Shannyn Franklin of Remax Elite.
Yeah,
Shannyn specializes in bringing you the best homes for sale and real estate listings in the area. Whether you're buying a home, selling a home, or need help securing a home mortgage, Shannyn Franklin has got you covered. Give her a call or visit shannonfranklin.remax.com now.
All right. Yeah,
do it now.
Yeah,
now.
do it. Go buy a home,
Now.
sell a home, do something
Yeah,
with your
do it.
home. Jesus Christ.
Something.
All right. Yeah, are you two lovely ladies ready for Kenosha Connects segment?
Always.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we'll start with you,
They
Sarah.
don't sound very enthusiastic.
Oh, we're ready.
Oh, no, they're ready.
It's been a long day.
All right, first question. Favorite famous Kenoshan?
Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Hulk.
It's got to be it. Yeah. No.
When was the last time he was back here?
I don't know. When's he going to be on the show?
I don't even want him. He
Saw him
doesn't,
at the Apis a couple of summers ago. Just like,
he doesn't even care about Kenosha.
He was going to be on the show, but then we couldn't make it. We had something going on. So we
Yeah.
canceled.
Cancel that.
Yeah, so we were trying to do another day, and then, you know.
He couldn't even make it back during 2020. He doesn't give a shit.
How about this one? Your favorite annual Kenosha event?
I love the 4th, actually, which is weird. I would not classify myself as like a super patriotic person, but I live on the lake, and I always have people over to my place to show off what Kenosha has going on. And I was
Hey,
like,
don't let assholes steal our patriotism.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
right.
Thank
Right.
you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you can see the fireworks, and everyone's always really impressed because there's always a good showing for the 4th.
Mine's Juneteenth at Lincoln Park.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Oh, that's great.
especially, like, it's gotten huge. And I
Yeah.
know that it hasn't always been at Lincoln Park, right? So I definitely had other favorites prior to that, but, like, it's so fun. Like, there's so much stuff going on, and it's just this, like, wonderful collection of people celebrating together.
Yeah.
All right, what is something about Kenosha that you would like new residents to know about?
I mean, we have a ton of stuff to do here.
Yeah.
And our our arts and our music, like from a business standpoint and from a school standpoint, it's amazing. We have this orchestra program and band program, right? Like it is across the nation. We have probably one of the best programs out there, and it's available to everybody.
Yeah.
Our theater programs.
Yeah, that's
I
what I was
mean,
gonna say.
yeah, if you're into the arts,
Yeah.
They still
Kenosha's
have those
a
in
good
school?
place
They
to
didn't
be.
take them out of school
They
yet?
do.
No.
Well, Kenosha's so cool because I grew up doing like musical theater and stuff, and because like anyone from any of the schools can do any of the shows. Like I saw Les Mis last year, I was like, this is like professional quality. This is insane for a high school production. Like it is like top notch.
It's beautiful.
Well, you're both fucking wrong because it's a Ktown Connects podcast.
Of course, yeah, no, they must know. The people have to know.
Of course. Yeah.
Favorite local band or musician?
Dropping Daisies.
Nice. She's good. She's good.
I'm so close friends with the folks in Would You Kindly. You know, I love them. So I've seen them so many times. I haven't seen them recently, but yeah, they're
Great band.
my pals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where in Kenosha would you recommend someone go for a first date?
I mean, my favorite place is closed now. Warehouse 56.
So where you pick up all the men.
I did.
Yeah,
pretty
it works
good,
for
I
you.
think. Yeah, I know. It worked for me. I hooked up with a guy at a bar.
What's one thing you wish you could change about Kenosha?
Sarah said more trees earlier.
Oh,
I'm on a
yeah.
little local group that's actually trying to get some trees planted in the more urban parts of Kenosha. I do think that like when I visit other comparably sized cities, like my sister lives in Eau Claire, and I'm like, the one thing this is missing is it's like not like tree
Yes.
lined
Oh,
enough.
I love trees.
Yeah.
And they tore down
I'm
so
a
many of
scout.
them with that whole the illness that was going around a couple years ago. They tore so many of them
Yeah.
down. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, it's such a bummer to see them gone. Like,
Yeah.
and then get these new ones pop up. But-
I'm with you. More trees. I
Yeah.
want more trees.
All right, and our last one, Big Star or the Spot?
Spot.
I think I'm the spot too.
Yeah. Come on now.
Yeah.
That's in Sarah's district, though she has to. but
Yeah,
she
I can also walk there. So
Can
But
you smell it
also-
from your house? Are you close enough you can smell it?
sometimes.
Yeah.
When the wind comes
How's
right away?
it?
It
Blowing,
smells
yeah.
delicious.
All right, and that was our Kenosha Connect segment brought to you by Shannyn Franklin of Remax Elite.
Yeah, thank you, Shannyn, for that.
And Donnie, what time is it now?
Oh, it's trivia time.
Trivia time! Hey, hey, hey!
It's trivia time, and trivia is brought to you by our good friends at the Learning Machine. They can customize anything from t-shirts, handbags, koozies, or anything. So stop on by 725 50th Street, and they can do anything. Say hi to Tina and Dave for us. Check out thelearningmachine.com and see everything that they can do for you. Let's get on to trivia.
Now it's time for our listener trivia, where you, the listener, get to show off your Kenosha trivia knowledge. Last time we asked the question, which Kenosha-born actor received a Tony nomination for their work on Broadway's Awake and Sing? Oh. Do you know the answer to that one?
I do not.
That one was Mark Ruffalo.
Oh, Mark Ruffalo.
So Donnie would love to read off the long list of winners this week.
So long. I'm looking
But-
at it right now.
None of you got it right. You're all losers.
Oh, I know. So many people had the wrong answer.
I know, but that can change. So
Yes.
pay attention. This is this week's listener trivia. Most of us remember the Keno Drive-In, but before it was tore down in the 80s, Kenosha had 2 drive-in movie theaters. What was the name of the drive-in theater that was on Sheridan Road, midway between Kenosha and Racine? If you know the answer, you can drop us an email at ktownconnects.com, leave us a Facebook message, or call the hotline, because next week, Donnie would love to call you.
A wiener.
All right, Donnie, well, that about does it for our show today. Sarah, Steph, you guys were great. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks
Yeah,
for
that
having
was
us.
great.
That was
Great
another
episode.
great
199 in the tank.
So, hey, all you out there, make sure you follow the Ktown Connects podcast on all the social media, review, like, star, whatever you got to do.
Yeah.
Do that shit.
Yeah. Like,
So.
review, love, hate.
Yeah.
Do it all.
And thank you so much for listening. And thank you to our great sponsors, including Southport Tea,
The law offices of Frank J. Parise,
Shannyn Franklin of Remax Elite,
Union Park Tavern,
the Port of Kenosha Beverage House,
D Carlo,
the Lettering Machine,
White Lilac,
One Stop IT,
About Time Moving,
Casey Family Options,
Ron's Place,
A Plus Mobility.
Aaron Hunzinger of AHDidIt. What a great show that was, Jason.
But you know what? I got to ask this question. It's been bugging me for a long time.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know what the fuck are we doing here?
We are connecting Kenosha.
I was like, I worked.
That's no fun, yeah.
Yeah.
White Lilac is Kenosha's intimate listening room, a place for music, storytelling, theater, film, and ideas that deserve your full attention. No distractions, no background noise, just unforgettable artists up close in a room built for connection. White Lilac, a room that listens. Find upcoming shows at whitelilackenosha.com.